Hey man, how's it going? Man, I'm gonna do a project today. I'm gonna bring y'all with me. We're gonna walk through this. So if anybody out there does kayak fishing, you'll see a lot of those guys have those Boonedox landing gears, which are really expensive, man. They run probably about $350, $400. Sometimes you can get them cheaper for around, you know, $300 or so, but they pretty much give you like drop down, pretty strong wheels that you can put down to haul your cart back and forth to your trailer or your truck without having to drag it along. And then you can adjust them and kick them up. I've been thinking about that, and I almost bit the bullet on one, and I'm like, you know what, I'll make one. And I found out I can make one for probably around $100 or less with just materials you can get at your normal everyday hardware store, Lowe's, or anywhere else. And so we're going to do that today. Now you could probably do it with a different, like a conduit type material in different fasteners, but today I've got access. I'm out here at the father-in-law's shop. I got access to some welding and everything. We're just gonna weld some pipes together, and we're gonna do it together. I'm gonna walk you through it, and then that way, if you ever, you want to try it yourself, there you go. You've got the instructions. All right, man, let's get in there and give this a shot. All right, here's our basic materials. We're gonna start with making the legs. So the legs are gonna, that's the primary part of it. When we get back to the house, I'll show you how we're gonna actually attach it and be able to adjust it with the kayak. So to start here, we've got these are 3 foot long, 3/4 inch box tubing. You can get these from Lowe's or Porcelain's or any other hardware store. We're gonna use these as our legs. And we got two of them are gonna be our legs. We're gonna cut off you have to get it for whatever size your kayak is or whatever you're doing. I'm gonna cut mine about 26.5 inches. And then I'm gonna use the other piece, and I'm gonna turn it, and I'm gonna weld it to the side to create an L. That way I can turn it inside and out, or up and down. And then we've got 2 of these. Are just basically like lawnmower, axle. They got bearings in the middle, wheels that you can get from Porcelain's, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, anywhere. We got 2 half-inch bolts. We got our nuts. We got some half-inch lock washers, and then we've got just a couple of these half-inch washers here just so we can make adjustments. All right, let's start making our cuts. All right, we made our cuts. We got 4 4-inch pieces. These are going to be our bolt-on for our wheel reinforcement, which is going to go on here like this. That way we can, like that right there, and we can drill a hole through the middle, and that'll allow us to give us enough material so that when we drill through here and we put the bolt through, we got enough bearing material so this isn't going to tear out. And then we've got our 26-inch leg piece right there, and then we're going to attach our 10-inch piece. This is what's going to go into our holder that attaches to the kayak, and then we're going to put another gusset, because the majority of your force is going to come from the moment from this wanting to turn over constantly when you pushing and pulling on the kayak. So technically that's what we're going to end with. We're going to do that. So each one of our pieces, so you've got a 26.5-inch piece. Again, that's the height for my kayak on and off my trailer. 4-inch gusset piece, 10-inch insertion piece, and then another 4-inch bearing or wheel reinforcement piece. And that should give us enough strength. This is, again, 3/4 inch box tubing, so that's going to give us, my kayak weighs about 120 pounds or more, so that should give us enough strength when we're pushing and pulling this to support its weight. All right, let's start welding it together. All right, there we go, man. We got our 2 legs welded. As you can tell, I am no expert because I can't weld worth a crap, but it gets the job done. We did a little grinding. We got our feet there. That top one's a little better than the bottom one. But now we're going to drill through the middle here and then attach our wheels. Again, sorry about the welds. It's only the 2nd time I've ever welded, but hey, it'll work. All right, probably do a little bit more grinding, but it'll get the job done. All right, let's start putting our wheels on. All right, there we go, man. Wheels attached, angles welded on. You can see there, we kind of went through our double joint there to allow us to get a little bit more strength. All right, let's go put them on. All right, we're back at the kayak. So this was our original plan. Excuse the mess in here, but we were going to go underneath the seat, attaching to each of the rails with a 1-inch expanded bar, so that we have holes there already pre-drilled. So the plan was these are bars would just insert in here just like that, and then they would hang off the side. I got it loose right now, and then you could rotate it over like this to go straight down for when you wanted to ride it. And then we would drill holes in there in each spot. That way we could use our cotter pin to hold that in. But from what we're seeing, if I tighten this down, plus it kind of limits your access underneath the seat. But when we tighten this down, you'll notice due to the weight of the wheels that I'm using on here, that this will, sorry, I'm going to be a shaky camera on you, but you see how that'll start to roll over because you're creating that moment on there from all the weight. A moment is pretty much force times distance. So you got the weight of this wheel, which being your force pushing down, times the 26 inches of the bar is how much you're increasing that the force of that trying to roll over that moment. So, you know, everything about engineering and building stuff is adapting and fixing. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our expanded bar. We're going to shorten our arm here. We're going to shorten our arm and cut that shorter. We're going to take our expanded bar. We're going to take it and we're going to cut a piece so that it lies across our bar like this. So we create a heel-toe effect. And then we're going to create a T by taking another chunk of this and welding that in the middle so that our piece will go inside there. Again, the reason why I did the square in the square because of the tube, the geometry in there, it's going to grab itself. So you're not just relying on the bolt. You're grabbing the geometry of each of the metal hitting and trying to turn on itself. Because the square to square kind of helps to give you a little bit more reinforcement. But again, we're going to cut this so that it comes across here. That way we're actually spreading this load out and we're getting, you know, interacting with more of these bolts, which will give us more strength. And then we'll take our T and we'll weld it on the end, and that'll be our attachment point. And then it frees up us underneath, and it gives us a little more strength frees us up underneath here. Sorry, I keep moving the camera. And then it'll give us more strength for a heel toe for this to rock actually against that rail. All right, man. Well, we'll see when we get out there. All right, here we go. So we chopped our bars. That's going to be our part that goes on our rail. Then we're going to weld this here in the middle. And then this part will go inside here, and then we'll drill our holes to allow us to rotate it back and forth 90 degrees. All right, let's get it done. All right, there we go. We made our T. That's going to sit across the rail. This is where we're going to go. So now we're going to stick our arm. We're going to stick our arm in here this way, drill a hole, then rotate it and drill another hole. That way we can pin it at both degrees. Oop, down she goes. All right. All right, here we go. So that's our brace. Put it in there. That way we can pin it, line it up. It'll run parallel with the kayak. Then we can get this out of the way. And then when we turn it to put our landing gear down, boom, we can pin it that way. So that should do it. Let's go put it on, see how it does. All right, here we go. So we got it attached to our rail. We got our slit in there at the 45 or the 90 degrees. Boom, that'll be how we roll it. And then we take it out and we can rotate it and boom, then it lies parallel with the kayak. It's just like the Boonedox. Put our cotter pins in here. Take this, hold on, bear with me. Try to hold y'all and do it at the same time. We can put our, sorry, there you go. Put our cotter pins in there to hold it. Boom, there it is, guys. About $100 or less. I ended up switching the wheel out for a lighter wheel. This is just a solid wheel, plastic wheel. That way it's less weight, and when it's sitting there bouncing when you're going down, that way you have less weight at the end, so that way it's less of a torque moment over here on this piece. But man, there it is. Strong as they come, man. It's probably a lot stronger than the Boonedox using that square tubing. Yeah, again, it was about $100 or less, depending where you can get the materials. End up saving money. We're going to this cheaper wheel. Like I said, it's just like a solid plastic with ones kind of like you see on those other, you know, cheap kayak crate thing or carts that you get. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I know it's not the prettiest. I'm gonna have to paint it, probably grind off the little welds a little bit. But yeah, man, that thing does the number. Works pretty damn good. It's pretty solid too. Like I said, I'm picking up on that. That's not going anywhere because you're getting that heel-toe effect going on right here on the rail. All right, man, I hope y'all like it. There it is on my Jackson Cruiser FD. Boom. All right, man. I just want to kind of share that with y'all, man. Yeah, it's like a little process. I've been on the fence about getting one of those Boondocks, and was like, man, it's like $300-400 for one of those things. I could probably build one stronger, cheaper, and there it is, man. I think, like I just said a couple times, it was probably about $100 or less, or right around 100, between 80 and $100 for the materials. I just took a little bit of a welding, which, as you can tell, I suck at welding, but weld pieces together, a couple of little bolts, and there it is, man. I can haul it from the trailer to the water and back again. All right, man, I hope y'all like that. Until next time.